there guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Felipe, your crazy creative designer, and yep, welcome. If you're new here, check out my videos. I talk a lot about design, entrepreneurship, how to make it today. And yep, if you find some value from the videos, then well, hit the like button, subscribe. It's very much appreciated. All right, so today it's going to be episode number 2 of the episode number 1 that I had started a couple days ago regarding rebuilding the Noble Finances design. Right, so we had given it half an hour, and I'm going to do another 20 or so minutes, just see how far we can come. And yep, so you can follow along and see if you can work out how to build things together. So let's go. So I had the hero section. As you can see, we had the text section as a component, and then we're gonna get this, could be like a grid section here, which is inside the container. Okay, so we have 3 boxes, and then we can, yeah, we can use grids here. Yeah, I think grids is gonna be the best way here to go about this. So let's get started. So we have maximum half an hour. So let's go to, I'm gonna create a new section, right? Gonna call it section 3. Gonna have a div inside it. So section 3 contain, and then I'm gonna add the global padding just for custom, because I'm used to it, because I don't think we're gonna be needing it though. Okay, so let's pull it up on the section 2. Here we go. So let's see what we have. We have the inside here in the padding tight. Okay, so the grid. The grids are inside the tight padding, which is not the same as the outer padding where the logo is positioned at. So we're gonna need the tight padding, which means this is very easy. So we just go to global padding, and we say padding tight. There you go, and that should do it. And now let's think about the structure itself, the layout. So we have 3 boxes basically, one below the other. Could be 3 grids, or we can actually do 1 grid, and then yeah, I think that's going to be the best solution here. It's like 150 VH or something, just in terms of height, minimum height, right? So I'm gonna give it, I'm gonna insert a grid here. Let's work with the grid. So section 3 grid, let's say 1 2 3 say 8 columns should be enough. 8 columns. I'm gonna give it 6 rows for now. Let's see if it works. So I'm gonna give it a minimum height of 150 SVH, just so we can see it better. And yeah, so we can insert a div here. Let's say it takes 5. Yeah, I think 5. So what we can do is could take 2 rows. Yeah, 2 rows, 2 per, and then that would be 1 2. Then we leave an empty one. So we need 1 2 3 4 5 6. If we do 2 rows per container, right? So we have 6 1 2 3 4 5 6, and then we need 1 row in between as a spacer. So we're gonna be needing 8 or 9. Oh Jesus! Let me, like, math. Here we go. Here we go. Let's try to make it work. So we'll go to section 3 grid. I'm gonna give it 5 columns and 2. Hello. Oh, obviously I have to set it to manual. So I'm gonna give it 1 2 3 4 5. Jesus Christ. So column started, column ended, 5. There you go. Row started, 1. Row ended. There you go. All right. Yeah, that's gonna do the trick, I believe. And then we can do already 1 2. We can go to the section, to the second one, and then we can say it starts at column 4, right? And ends at column 8. Starts at row 4, ends at row 5. So we have the free row in between as a spacer, which we can determine afterwards. And then we have the third div. Gonna go to manual. Then once again, column 1 1 5. And then row should be 7, right? 7 8. Yeah. Oh, phenomenal. So we have I calculated this properly. Yeah. So let's go back. Okay, so basically we have the container or you know, like wrap, Jesus, content, content. Then we're gonna give it a, or the radius of, I don't know, 7 or say 12 pixels is always good. Give it a color. Main light should be. Yep. Yeah, is that the same? No. Hold on. Main lighter. Yeah, that's the one. That's one. Okay. Then we have 2 containers or 2 divs in a flex, and then we have the text with the buttons, or not really buttons, but cards, right? Basically on the right. So yeah, let's do exactly that. So yeah, let me insert div here. I'll call this section 3 content wrap. And then we're gonna give it the flex. Say space between. Then we're gonna give it a height of 100%. There you go. Then inside here we can add 2 divs once again. And then we'll go and we'll say, let's give it each of those 50%, and then we can mess with the gap in between. Or actually, let's say they can both grow. There you go. They can both grow. There you go. So section 3 content inner. Okay, that's going to be the inner. Fantastic. So they can both grow as much as possible, unless we give them the gap, which we're going to be doing right now. So I'm going to add a fluid gap. One of those I have here, maybe, yeah, maybe something like that. Let's see what happens if we add the image on the left. What was it? So like that, right? Should be that one. Actually, let's center the entire thing here. So the content inner, okay, it's supposed to grow, yeah, okay. Why is this more than 50%, sir? Actually, what we can do is to give it a max width of 50% to make sure it doesn't go beyond that, but something's wrong here. What am I doing? So the div is decreasing because of the image. Yeah, that's the image. Okay. That's definitely the image. Right. Okay, so it's gonna be the width here. So actually, I think it's better to give it a fixed width because of the image here. Or we can say, let's say if the image is 100%, nah, it's not gonna work. So instead of that, let's say they both have a width of 50%. And they're gonna shrink because of the flex. So there was some sort of mental issue with me, obviously. So once again, now we can add the image. There you go, which is gonna be that one. Should be. Come on. There you go, sir. Yeah, that's better. And then let's center that vertically. Da-da-da, da-da-da, da-da-da. There you go. Beautiful. And then we're gonna get the. So we need a div inside here. It's gonna contain the text. So section 3, content, inner content. Yeah. Okay, and then we're gonna give it a width of 100%. There you go. So now we can apply a flex, give it a Y of space between, add some padding, and we should be good to go. So I'm just gonna add a heading here, just so we can see it. So let's say 4. There you go. Or if we do space around, yeah, that works even better. There you go. So that should be it, basically. So we go to heading. There you go. Yeah, it should be H3 maybe. There you go. Beautiful. We need some padding on the right just to be sure. So I'm gonna add some fluid padding again. So fluid cap. Actually, sorry, padding. So pad. Let's give it an S. Something like that. Yeah, a little more. So pad as global, pad as global. Yeah, just to be sure. And have the proportions look a little more similar. So we have a paragraph. Here we go. Voila. And then now we need another div that's going to contain the cards, right? Let me just look at the. Yeah, it's in all fairness, to be doing this quick and just get the layout done, I think it's working out okay. So let me just try H2 here. Nah, okay, forget it. There you go. So we need 1, 2, 3 badges basically, and they all change on hover, right? So hold on 1 second. Right, so they all change on hover. So let's do that. We're gonna need a div, and it's gonna be content cards contain. So this, yeah, content cards contain. Actually, I'm gonna reduce the gap here, the padding to S. Yeah, just looks better. So we have the content cards contain. That can be a flex or it can be a grid as well. Actually, yeah, can do a grid. So content cards grid. So for the grid, then we have 3 columns, 1 row. Yeah, we can leave the gap as 16 pixels, which is the standard gap, so we can get another div content card. There you go. Just gonna be the content card. Inside it, we need a little text, and we need white background for now. So let's go to color. Let's connect the white, yeah, whatever. So, and the border radius, we could use a variable here, but just gonna use 12 pixels. No, actually, has to be round. Sorry about that. So I'm just gonna go for a round. There you go. Because it's gonna get flattened with the text. So if we include the text here, right, as you can see. But we're gonna have to give it some aspect ratio. So I can go to content card and I can mess around here a little bit with the ratio, like something, something like this. We just let's copy the little text first, just so we can have it here. Then we can flex it. Just see how it looks. That's close to the reference. Yeah, okay, so it's not entirely round, but not sure if that's boldened. Shouldn't be. Just gonna rewrite this 1 second. So 1099 pixels, right? I think that was the dimension, and then we have to add some padding here, so we can do, I don't know, 25 maybe. Not enough, so let's go for 0.5. Yeah, much closer to the reference. Yeah, I think it works for now. So we can reduce the radius. Still too much. Because it's VW, so pixels maybe. Yeah, getting closer. And then we have to change the color on hover, right? Which is easy enough. So we can do a CSS transition for this. And we can go to, what was it again? So the alternative green, there you go, hover, which is somewhere here. That one, right? Should be, I think. Yeah. Okay, cool. And then we go back and we can add a transition of when in doubt, just use all of those, and then maybe 300 milliseconds. Change the easing to something like ease out. Okay. Okay. Yeah, it works. It's fine. That's fine. That's fine. And now we just have to duplicate it twice. Here we go. Change the text, and we should be good to go. Like, don't forget to paste it as plain text, because otherwise the formatting may get shot, you know. So it's better to do it like that. And so yeah. So now what I could do is I could create a component out of this, or I can just copy paste it right now, so we don't have to create more components. Hold on, is it? Oh yeah, it's inverted. Just realized that. So I'm just gonna copy paste it here, and then I can go here to content contain and add the class name to the parent. There you go. And then we can go here. Nope, here as well. Go section and then section rep. There you go. Copy paste, and here only thing we have to do here is to reverse the order. So I'm gonna give it a combo class of is2, and then we can, reverse the order here. Order. Hello. What am I messing up here? It's a content rep. Yeah, there you go. So, Jesus. This is where I need the combo class, of course. There you go. Now what's going on here? It's taking another combo class. Is2. Jesus Christ. So, there you go. Voila. Took me long enough. And now we have to add the padding on the left, just to account for the padding that we had here. Pad as global S. So we can go here. We can also give this, I think it's the content inner, right? Let me just check quickly. It's the content inner content. Okay, content inner content. There you go. I'm gonna give it a combo class as well. And then we can go to the padding here. We can remove it, and then we can add it to the left. I think it was S, right? Yeah. S and S. Okay, yeah, that works. And now the only thing we have to do is to copy paste and change the text. Easy peasy. Here we go. Okay, buttons are the same, and then we can go to the last one. Copy that here. Add it here. Copy that here. Add it right here. And we'll leave the rest as is, and then we'll just change the images here. Yeah, one of those names, man. So we can add that one. And we can add the last one. Just like the safe something. Jesus, that's the only one that doesn't have padding on the left. Great. So we're gonna have to add additional padding because this one is rebelling. Yeah. So good practice would be to add some padding to all of those, but I'm aiming for speed here, sirs and madams. So I'm just gonna give it very fast padding here. There you go. All right, so that should be done. There you go. Perfect. Then we have, what do we have here? So we have a text. Those are tabs, as you can see, and then we have a hero banner. And yep, that should be it. Let me see how much time we have. We only have like 10 minutes, but I think we can make it work to do this. It's got an even smaller container. Maybe that's the 600 or 800. Let me just check quickly. So it's 1.2. Okay, 1.1200 maximum container. Okay, got it. So yeah. So let's do that. Okay, so let me collapse everything and let's see. So we have section 3 and let's go to section 4. So section 4. Section 4 contain. Yeah. We can use the global padding here, I think. And then section 4 rep. Then we can give this a max of 1200. There you go. Yeah, okay. That's what it is, right? Or because it just looks there are more constraints here, right? Let me check the CSS again. Yeah, okay. So as you can see, the box is 1200. So I would assume that's 1800. Okay, that's fine. So we will assume they're using a maximum width here. Yeah, width 1200. Height. Okay, and what's this width here? We go to this 1500. Oh, okay, I see. All right, that one is 1420, so that's 1200 indeed. All right, so we are correct on that to use 1200. Let's see what we need. We need a heading, and then we can separate the text. So I'm just gonna add a heading. Section for rep. Yeah, we can center the text, I guess. Should be an H2. So here from our clients, I think we can center everything actually. So I'm gonna go ahead and make it a flex and flex vertical, so we can add the content below that. Let me pull that up. Okay, so we have the yield section for rep, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add the section for content, section for content contain below it, and then we can just give it a gap fluid v gap of, I don't know, L maybe, yeah, or maybe, I don't know, M. Let's try that out. Let me add some text here just so we can see it. There you go. Yeah, okay, that works, I guess. So in content contain, I'm gonna give it a class of section for content rep, and then we're gonna need a tab on the left. I hate working with tabs. I do. It's terrible. And we're gonna need a thingy here, like a line, and yep. Let me think about this. Okay, so yeah, I just added a tab. I had to check something. So yeah, we have the tabs, and now we have to style them, and we have to see how to add this line in between. Yeah, let me think about that. I think adding a div or something in the middle. We'll see. We'll see. So we have the tabs. Okay, we are gonna need 3 tabs. That's fine. So we need them flexed horizontally, so we can go here. We can flex them horizontally, such as space between. Yeah, space between. Tab menu. Okay. Okay. Why is it not going to the left exactly? Tabs. Okay. 100%. Section rep. Tabs. I'm not sure why it's not. Let's see if I do the left for now. We can do left as well. Yeah. So we're gonna need the tabs menu as a vertical. There you go. Base menu, that's fine. I'm not giving them classes because it's fine to use these classes at the moment. We're not gonna need more. So the tabs content, that is something that we could set to grow, right? Yeah, to grow, yeah. Then we can add flex in between. But can I add a div in here? I haven't worked with tabs in a long time, so no. Okay, the div cannot be placed inside it. Okay, so let's think strategically. We could, yeah, we could add it to the tabs pane actually, then just keep it from leave it there in each tab pane. So, for example, if I go to div to the tabs pane, let's go to tabs content to the tabs. Hold on, let me go to the tabs. Add a gap here, fluid gap. Not sure why it's not going to the left exactly. So, like if I go to space between, I don't get it right now. I'm missing something, but let's work with this for now. Tabs, yeah, should be weird. Okay, so what we can do is to add the border to the left of the tab pane itself, or the content inside here, right? So, you know, So let's say the content inside, we're gonna have to go to the tabs pane and the tabs content. Yeah, okay, so the tab pane must be as tall as the content and the content inside as well. So tab content contain. So it has to take up the full height as well, right? So yeah, and then inside the tab contain, we can add this and add the border left, and then that should actually do the trick. So we can add some padding on the left. So pad, just gonna go with pad as global, add a div, see how it looks like. Yeah, it needs to be a little more. So pad as pad as global 4 maybe, even more. Say 5. Yeah, that should do the trick. Then if I go to the tab content contain, I can give it a left border of main. There you go. Should be 1 pixel. Yeah, should be 1 pixel. Okay, that is too much indeed. That's okay. We'll just reduce the padding here. Change the variable. Go to pad as global, maybe something like that. Yep. Then in here we can add the quote and we can add the that's easy peasy now. So we just need a for the top and we need another div for the top. So I'm gonna give it a tab content wrap. And inside the wrap, I'm gonna say tab content top, and then tab content bottom, tab content bottom. In the top, we can add a heading. Let's give it a H4 maybe, and then we can just copy the text here and paste it as plain text. There you go. Yeah, it's more or less same size. Okay, works. And then we need a gap here, so we can turn the content top into a flex and give it the gap of fluid vertical 4. No, that's the top. My mistake. Back. Let's see content wrap. There you go. Vertical gap fluid gap V, maybe something like that, and we can actually stretch it. There you go. And then content bottom, we just need an image with the thingy. So I'm just gonna add a div. I'm gonna call it tab bottom wrap, something like that. Then we can add the little image. Just gonna add a profile image, like it doesn't matter here, and then we can add a text. Flex it, set it to the left center gap, give it a fluid gap XS, copy the text, style this like what is this file name, man? Jesus. Tab bottom image, give it a width of 5 rem something, or voila, good to go. Then we have to style the tabs menu. As you can see, it has a line at the top, it has some contents. Okay, so yeah, let's go to the tab link. Again, I haven't worked with tabs in a long time. Can I add a div? Yeah. Okay, I can. So what we can do is, let me think. I don't think I can wrap it in a, no, I can't. So I think we're gonna have to style the tab link itself to be the holder, basically, so with the green color. So what we can do is, yeah. So give it a minimum width of, I don't know, 15 gauge. Something like that, yeah, okay. Minimum height of 5 rem. See how it looks like. Okay, more or less, yeah. In the tabs menu, we can add a gap, a fluid gap again. So too much, not enough. Something like that. There you go. And then we can continue styling tab link 1, which is, yeah, okay, fine, no worries. Give it a background, give it some radius. There you go. Color main, right? Yeah, main. Text is white, I think, or looks like it at least. Light. There you go. Now we have to add a border. We can do it with a div block. So we can add another div here. One for the line and one for the yep. And then we can add hold on, let me see. Okay, so we can turn the tab link into a flex vertical. Give it a Y of space between. It already has some padding. I'm just gonna increase it a little bit and add one rem at the top, one rem at the bottom. And then I'm gonna add a little gap. Fluid VXS maybe, or S, something like that. XS should do the trick. And then the first div block is gonna become the line tab link. Top line, something. Top line, okay. So height, 1 pixel with 100%. Background, white. Light, there you go. And then in the bottom, we can give it a class of tab link text wrap something. We can add another text. And here we have many options. We could work with margins as well, but just to keep our tendency here of working with flex, I'm just gonna stick with it. So fluid gap, tiny one, probably, yeah, there you go. And this could be font size S maybe, yeah. It's a little larger, right? So we can copy graphic designer, paste it, same here, Ontario, Canada, there you go. And yep, just gonna give it a minimum height of 7.5, something like that, and then it looks much closer to the reference. And I have to style it for when it is not the current form. But that's okay. See how much time we have. Oh, we are beyond the time. So I wanted to do this, but I'm gonna save it for the last episode of this damn build. As you can see, I'm going for speed and I'm really fast, but still, you gotta figure out some issues here and there, and you have to think about the structure naturally. Afterwards, we have to make the entire thing responsive, and I'm skipping a couple of things here, like connecting with variables, creating variables, setting minimum sizes here and there, connecting them with variables. But for the sake of speed, and still, yeah, you know how it is. But I hope this was easy to follow along once again, and I hope I wasn't too fast. But yeah, in the last episode, I'm definitely sure we can get there done. So thank you very much for watching so far. I look forward to seeing you in the last episode of this particular build. And thank you very much for watching. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe, it means the world to me. And yep, I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.